This.
Be nice.
I'm finding it.
It take you that long to find it?
It does.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Imani. I like yoga and yapping and being black-ing, and today we're going to be yapping. I actually have been really loving yap sessions, like just people getting in front of the camera and yapping, and it doesn't even have to be like super podcast style, super mic'd up and nice background, but just sitting down and yapping. So if that's what you're into, that's what I'm here to give to you. Y'all like my hair? I haven't been doing many styles since being here in the beautiful Balian Beach in Bali, Indonesia, because our days are so long. If you haven't watched my other video, go watch it, number one. But I told you guys that I am here for 3 weeks for a yoga teacher training. So we get up at 5:30 in the morning for yoga at 6, and our days are from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Long, baby, long. For those of my crystal girls, I believe this is lapis lazuli. I might be a liar, but you know, blue for the throat chakra, because we're yapping today and I want to say the things that need to be said and things that I want to resonate, and I also want to say them well. Let me introduce the topic of today, which is something that I have been having on my mind for a few months now, and that is the topic of womanhood versus motherhood / wifehood. Disclaimer, because again, this topic has been on my mind for a few months, and since those few months, a lot of people close to me have become mothers and wives, or are becoming mothers and wives. So please do not take this as shade or as anything, because again, this has been a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for months, before the seed was even planted and before the ring was on your finger. So please, I say all of this with love, and I hope maybe the mothers and wives can take a little bit from what I'm saying, or not, because I'm not a mom or a wife. So don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. What that lady say? God blessed her to iron her husband's clothes for his side chick, and then she turns around and like turns her nose up at single women like, baby, I'll be single then. Like, what? When he said he hated me, I told him, you're gonna love me one day. When he called me out of my name, I said, God called me his child. Anyway, that's not what okay, serious face. I was really inspired by a woman that I met in Austin. I am single, if you didn't guess. And I like to take myself out on dates, but honestly, I don't even think of it as taking myself out on dates. I just go out and do things that I like and that I want to do. And as a traveler, you tend to do things by yourself because, I mean, you travel alone. So before you start making friends in your assignments, you tend to do things alone. So yeah, it was, I went to wine and candle making class, and I sat next to a beautiful Black woman, and you know, throughout the night we started talking, and I loved it. Like, when the night was over, everybody scurried out and left so fast, and me and her had got charcuterie boards and like full glasses of wine and just talked. And something that really stuck with me was like, you know, I think I asked her about herself, and she had like a, I don't know, maybe an 8-month-old at home, and she was like, she said something. Like, she said something about her husband. And I was like, oh, like, he didn't want to come with you? Like, everybody at the bar was like single, but then everyone else, it was, you could tell, like, it was date night, it was couples. So I was like, oh, like, he didn't want to come with you? And she was like, no, it's not that. It's that tonight is about me. This is, you know, my night. You know, the baby's at home with his dad, and I came out to do something that I want and I love, and to recharge myself. And she basically was saying that going out and doing something for her fills her cup so that she can go and then be the best mom and the best wife. And I love that, because even at 8 months, like, there's so many women who can't imagine leaving their 8-month-old with a babysitter or their grandparents or their husband because they're so attached. Or, again, I don't have kids, so I don't know that feeling. No judgment, no shade, no anything. Yeah, for her to say that, it was really inspiring, and it was really beautiful. And I feel like I don't hear that enough, especially as Black women. I feel like if you're pouring into your cup, or if you're not sacrificing for the greater good of all the Black community, you're like demonized. But I really loved that. I really did. And it reminded me of something that I've heard, which is essentially, like, we all know that you can't pour from an empty cup. But another saying that I heard was, do things that fill your cup and everyone else drinks from your overflow. And I see a lot of women trying to pour out of empty cups and burning themselves out, or getting into marriages and going into wifehood without figuring out who they are as a woman and what fills their cup. And then 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line, they have no idea who they are outside of being someone's mom or being someone's wife. And then when their children, let's say, go off to college or get older and start having autonomy, they don't know who they are as women, and they break and crumble. Or, heaven forbid, you know, they get divorced later on down the line. You know, maybe if it's one of those situations where they stay in it for the kids, and then once the kids have graduated, they decide to get a divorce, and it's like they have no idea who they are. They have no idea what they like. They have no idea. And again, they break and they crumble. So bringing it back a little bit, I'm starting to see a trend. There's so many people where I feel like they are trying to hurry up and skip the stage of womanhood. They're just trying to hurry up and run straight out of, you know, whatever college era party thing, and then running straight into motherhood and wifehood. A lot of them are running straight into motherhood and throwing wifehood to the side. Well, maybe not throwing wifehood to the side, you know, things happen. But a lot of people, you know, are young mothers and running straight to motherhood. Or something that I'm seeing is, you know, this return to Abraham, where I feel like, now, yes, I feel like a lot of women are returning to God, and it's genuine, but I also feel like there's a lot of people returning to the church and being performative with it. And another piece that I feel like is, I feel like a lot of women are returning to the church because they're ready to get married, and they feel like either A, the church is the place to find a man, or B, that from being a woman of Christ, their reward is a man, or their reward is getting married. They may love God and love Christ. Deep down, what they really love is the idea of getting married, and that's really their end goal. I feel that from a lot of these girlies. We're not going to touch too much into that piece, but I feel like a lot of women are skipping the stage of womanhood and becoming into your womanhood. What, again, do you as a woman like? What do you as a woman like to do, like to eat? What type of places do you like to go? What are your hobbies? What fills your cup? so that when you become a wife, you don't just throw yourself into being whatever this man wants or whatever he likes. Now all of a sudden you like football. You never liked football, and all of a sudden, because all your man does is watch football all day, like, go home run. Like, you know, I don't even know anything about football. I don't watch sports. But yeah, like, you become whatever your husband likes. Or if you run straight into motherhood, again, you don't even know what fills your cup, and now you're burnt out and you're not even enjoying this. Like, I'm sure motherhood is a beautiful, beautiful experience. It's even more beautiful when you have an active man and father and participant in the child's life. But again, I'm sure motherhood is beautiful, but I believe that it's important to first spend some time in your womanhood and being intentional about spending time in your womanhood. And in my opinion, spending time in your womanhood also includes dating. It doesn't necessarily have to be roster dating, but going out on dates. Dating does not mean having sex with every person that you go out on a date with, or every person that you date gets to have your body. Like, I don't know where this idea has come from, but one of my favorite parts about traveling and one of my favorite parts about becoming into my womanhood has been dating and figuring out what I like and what I don't like, and what qualities I would like in my husband, so that when I choose my partner, or when my husband finds me, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. Period. When my husband finds me, I don't want to say that I know that I like him, but you know, because any man could find me. You see this sun glistening on me? Hi. But I know what I like and I know what's for me, versus, you know, there's some women who don't date and they just get with the first man that they find, or when women get closer to 30, they start feeling like, because of this whole red pill rhetoric,
women lose value after 30, whatever, you're on the damaged shelf, you're damaged goods.
I feel like a lot of women are, once they get closer to 30, they're like, well, I don't want to be damaged goods. Well, I don't want to be seen as this old hag, which, like, 30 is not even old. Whatever. Yeah, I feel like once women get closer to 30, they kind of marry the first person with a penis and a pulse, and then wonder why they actually hate their partners, or actually hate their marriage, and actually hate their lives. I would say in the last 3 years, since being a travel lab tech, I've really been growing into becoming into my womanhood. I remember when I first started traveling, it was the day before my 24th birthday. And 24 that's your mid-20s. You're no longer young and dumb. It's still young, but as I was sitting in 24, not only did COVID take 2 years away from me, so I didn't feel 24, but also 24 to me sounded so old, because now you're not young and dumb, and you can, you know, it's like,
oh, well, she's only 21, she's just a baby, she doesn't know anything, like, you're in your early 20s, you're just a baby, you don't know anything.
But now 24 to me kind of felt like, okay, you're in your mid-20s, like, you should know, at least you should know a little better at that point. And I remember telling someone that, like, I didn't feel 24 and I didn't feel like a woman. I feel like 24 sounded like a grown woman age, and I didn't feel like a woman. Maybe not grown woman, because to me, grown is 30. I wouldn't consider myself a grown woman. I'm a woman. I truly feel like I have sat in my womanhood. I feel like a woman. I feel like I have arrived here gracefully. I'm not a grown woman yet. Catch me at 30. That's when I'm really gonna hit y'all with I'm a grown ass woman. I'm a woman right now. I'm just a baby.
Daddy, am I your baby?
But yes, at 24, I didn't feel like a woman. I still felt like the girl who just graduated from college and still figuring things out. And from the last 3 years of traveling and exploring and seeing and putting myself in different environments around different people, going and seeing different cultures, being in different types of relationships, even maybe dealing with the same sex and seeing whether that's something right for you or something that you like or something that you're into. I personally found out that that's not my cup of tea. No hate or no shade to anybody. Shout out to the lesbians, the LGBTQ plus community. But like, I like being in my feminine, and I like for my partner to be in their masculine. And I feel like it's a lot to expect a woman to be in their masculine. Like there's a lot of girls out here who get with studs and expect the studs to be a man. At the end of the day, that's a woman. Like, you got the game messed up, baby. So, even just exploring in that sense, or if you're not into that, again, just dating and seeing what you like and what you don't like, and going into different environments and seeing what you like and what you don't like and what you feel comfortable in and what you don't, or trying different hobbies and seeing what you like, what you don't like. Finding things that fill your cup up, so then when you transition into being a wife, you may one day feel like, I've been giving and giving, and then maybe it's just taking a night to go out. If something that fills your cup is painting, going to a little sip and paint, okay, set up with your partner. All right, babe, every third Saturday out of the month is my me day. I'm gonna go take myself out on a little date, or you don't even have to say it as a you date. You can, but I'm having a me day, and you go to a sip and paint, or you go to a candle making class, or you go and let's say you like cycling. One day a week you go and take a cycling class, and that time fills your cup up. And not only, especially when it comes to cycling or working out, then you're energized and you're ready to come. Like, your cup is filled, and you're ready to be the best wife or the best mom that you can be. Either leaving the baby with your husband or the child's father for one night out of the month, or one weekend out of the month, like, hey, this is my me time. Or if you can afford it, getting a babysitter just for one night out of the month to say, this is my me time. And please, I don't want that me time to look like, okay, let me not police anybody. I'm not policing anyone. Do as you please. But when I say finding things that fill your cup and finding hobbies that you like, other than a little sipping something, sipping some wine, I'm not saying going out and drinking, going out and partying. That's not filling your cup. Clock it. I also think, becoming into your womanhood is finding actual things to do, not just partying. I love me a good day party. I love me a good brunch that turns into a day party, that turns into, nightclubs. If anybody watching this is from the DMV, y'all know how DC brunches get down. I love a good brunch day.
I love a good hood jam.
But maybe it fills your cup up in a certain way where it's like, oh, you feel alive and you feel like life is worth living again. Like, you love a good time. But also, I don't think in the long run it fills any cups. So I implore you to find hobbies and things to do and things that you like that don't involve alcohol, or don't involve binge drinking, and don't involve loud music and a bunch of sticky people around you. Please. I even was thinking to myself, like, I love the fact that now, like, people will swipe up on my story and ask where I've been. I love that you don't know anything about me unless I tell you. I love that you don't see me around unless I want to be seen. I love that you're not going to catch me at every day party. Like, there's a couple people on the top of my head where it's like, they're going to be there, and they're going to be drinking, and you know that gut is going to be poking out. The crystal isn't working. The crystal isn't working. I'm saying things I shouldn't. I'm being shady. But yes, I feel like I've just been yapping and I've just been talking in circles, and I did microdose a little bit today, so I'm like,
Huh?
But I hope you get what I'm saying. Like, all in all, to tie this all up, because I don't want to be before you long, okay? Find things that fill your cup. Things that you as a woman and as a human being, as a person, enjoy, that you love. Honestly, as women, I just implore you to find yourself. Outside of what society says that you should be, outside of what your family and your friends say that you should be, or what your family and friends are, find your true essence. I implore you to attempt to return to you. Maybe do some journaling and some soul searching even. That's even another part. That's even another huge part about becoming into your womanhood. Going to therapy. I've been going to therapy for I think a little over a year now, and it has helped me tremendously. And the main reason why I wanted to go to therapy was so that I could be, yes, a better person, but ultimately a better partner. I do want to be married. I do want to be a wife and a mom. I do want to settle down. And I feel like becoming into my womanhood, yes, is about me and me. But it also, I think, prepares me into that next stage. Again, I'm not doing these things so that at the end, the reward for working on myself and for becoming a woman is to be somebody's wife and somebody's mom. But if that is a goal of yours, I think the first step is not going and finding a man, or going and downloading these dating apps, or going and getting dipped in some water and going to church with a bunch of sinning ass people. I think the first step is returning to you, returning to your womanhood, returning to, again, what fills your cup, what you like, and becoming into really nurturing yourself in that season and making that a season, making your womanhood a season. This is my season where I am becoming into myself. I'm relearning myself as a woman. Again, pouring into yourself, finding things that fill up your cup so that everyone can drink from your overflow. And becoming into your womanhood is filling your cup. So becoming into your womanhood can look like going to therapy and finding hobbies, getting in the gym, workout regimens that you like. For example, I like Pilates and cycling. If you don't like going to the actual gym and lifting weights, finding things that you do like, cycling, rowing, that's a thing, like taking rowing classes. Again, Pilates, finding activities that you like, sipping paints, and go on, what is it called? Eventbrite, and finding events in your area and being okay doing them alone. You came in this world alone. You will go out of it probably alone. You don't need a friend to do everything. You don't need a friend, oh, if my friend's not coming, then I'm not coming. If your friend don't come, her loss. And you can go do your thing and come back and tell her how much a good time that you had, and how much you wish you could have came, and that's how much you wish you could have experienced it. But do you, boo? Even though I've shaded the Christians quite a bit, I believe becoming into your womanhood is cultivating a relationship with the Creator. Whatever you want to call the Creator, God, Source, Spirit, Olodumare, Allah. Cultivating a relationship with Source, your own relationship. That's my biggest thing. Go to church if you want. Go to the mosque if you want. Go to other things, the synagogue if you want. Go to those places. Go to the Ile. Go to those places if you like. But ultimately, I believe it's about having a personal relationship with God, a personal, and if you're into this, a personal relationship with your angels and your ancestors, a personal spiritual practice, whatever that looks like. If that looks like opening your Bible every night or going to Bible study some weeks, or if that looks like meditation and yoga, or if that looks like spending time in nature. That's one of my favorite things to do, is just spend time in nature and talk to nature. God is in everything. God is in you. God is in me. God is in all of this. So whatever that looks like, I believe that is an integral part of becoming into your womanhood. And do that again for your own relationship with God, not because you think that that's going to fast track you to a man. And then if that does fast track you to a man, do not look down on single women and turn your nose up because you were once her, and baby, you could always be her again. Clock that T. I hope that you at least took something from this convo, because again, I'm just yapping. I'm not here to give you a step 1 through 8 on how to become a woman. I'm not a guru. I'm not that girl. I'm not going to sell you an ebook or a course on how to become into your womanhood. You figure that out. But I just feel like this is a conversation that needs to be talked about. Again, I feel like a lot of women associate being a woman as solely being someone's mom and being someone's wife. When I implore you to really take time and figure out who you are. Who are you? Not what your name is, not what people call you, not what your degree says, not what your job title says. And outside of being someone's mom and someone's wife, who are you? I hope that any of this resonated. If it did, let me know in the comments down below. Like, share, subscribe. Fuck with your girl. And I hope that you have a blessed day.